Day zero, apart from getting like 3 hours of sleep last night, I woke up kind of unsure about a lot of things. Before I get into that though, the computer scientist in me wants to start at zero, even though one makes a lot more sense for like the first day. So I'm making this day zero video in terms of initial impressions, starting out actually like on the trip now. Getting back to the point though, it's not like I was second guessing the trip, but it hit me, essentially. And it was almost as if I didn't want to go. It's not to say I talked myself into going again, but I think making that decision is kind of the whole point of this trip. Like, part of my social anxiety, right, is kind of being scared of life. And everyone is, and there's nothing that like being scared or being afraid of life is just a matter of like being afraid of the unknown, which everyone should be because no one knows what it is, right? And coming back from this trip, I just want to make sure I'm not scared to do things and to live life, as bad as things might get. And I just want to prove to myself and to others that hope is not lost. If we're just gonna go with stereotypes for a second here, right? I'm an Indian Trinidadian American, born US citizen American. My parents are from Trinidad, and my great-grandparents are from India. My ancestry test came out like 7% North Indian, 92% South Indian, and then there's like whatever miscellaneous in there. And if you think about West Indian people, there's a few that like went the influencer route, and I'm not trying to be an influencer, but like going onto a social media platform to share in this capacity, especially in tech, I think is unheard of, especially with the way that I'm going about doing it and the spirituality element that I'm adding in here, because a lot of people are more private about things, especially like West Indian people. And then Indian people specifically, I mean, there's like a mix. I can't say there's like one stereotype that I have really, but they're very private too. I kind of wanted this recording to be horizontal just so that it gives the more alone feeling, in the sense of like I'm here by myself, right? And yes, there'll be a lot of people that I meet along the way, but majority of this trip will be spent struggling through things. And even when you meet someone, right, and you form a connection, you don't know how much you can depend on a person until things happen, right? And if things happen and they're not there, then you have to be able to pick up the slack, right? So just given all of that, right, I want to use my experience as a wake-up call for society in general and highlight the problem that we face as humans in this lifetime, which is we grow up in a family, we grow up in a community, we grow up with a set number of people in our lives, and we're expected to go out into the world, know how to operate, know how to interact with everything that's going on. And no matter what culture you come from, what you believe in, what you hold dear in your life, that struggle connects us and is universal. So respect the differences, but use the similarities to make the differences not so hard, you know? And my solution to life right now is just to share, because nothing's guaranteed. And if anything ever happens to anyone, the rest of us still have to be here. Let's go and spread some love. I forgot to mention, even with everything that I shared, I already feel stronger, so win.